All right, welcome back, everyone. This is our third match of the morning. Very nice looking lag between Craig Powers and Luis Carranza. This is Daniel Bush, and I'm joined in commentary by Gary Eek. Hi, how are you, Gary?
It's Gary Eakey, and
Eeky, that's right.
I'm
I'm
just
so
I'm
sorry.
just fine.
And that never happens, does it?
No, no, no. You're the first one to make that mistake.
Gary Eeky from what part of Wisconsin are you from?
Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
Oh, Oshkosh. Okay. I've never been to Wisconsin. Uh, you know,
Well, you've got great experiences waiting for you. So, Oshkosh is home of the Experimental Aircraft Association, Oshkosh Corporation, who makes the majority of the military trucks that you see when you ever watch the news. And they, as a matter of fact, are Fortune 500 company, just dedicated to a new corporate $30 billion corporate headquarters there. So it's a nice place to visit, a lot of things to see and do. And
yes,
Oshkosh is event city.
I would love to go to Wisconsin one of these days.
Good.
Uh, I know there are a lot of cue makers in Wisconsin too, right?
Yes, there are. Yes, there are.
Now we are. This is Luis Carranza, and he is playing Craig Powers. And Luis is Luis is playing the white. So let me adjust the scoreboard for everybody. And is he on two already? Slow down, sir.
Luis is actually from Tucson.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He is. When we were here last year, we met him quite by accident. Craig and I drove from Wisconsin together, and we went to the Man Cave Billiard Club here in Tucson, at which time Luis was part owner of that. Found out that he sold his interest at this point, but he's still an avid billiard player and quite good at it.
And do you and Craig have some history?
Oh yeah, we probably 40, 45 years. Craig is, I was a good pool player. Craig was a great pool player. As a matter of fact, the recently formed Wisconsin Billiards Hall of Fame is, Craig is one of the 16 nominees for the initial induction into the Wisconsin Billiards Hall of Fame.
Well, there you go.
And,
There you go.
and he's always been a great competitor, fearless, and knowledgeable.
He just played a very nice billiard there
Mhm.
to
You'll see
the
more.
white.
I'm sure you'll see more.
So, have you had fun here at this event?
Yeah, I
You
always
enjoyed your
enjoy billiard tournaments. So obviously, I run Rushville tournaments down in Illinois with George Ashby, and so this is always a special event. It's nice to get out of Wisconsin in January, so I presume I'll keep coming back as long as it's here.
You used to run a business for a short, brief period of time. Q2U.com, I think it was.
Yeah, correct.
We did some promotion with you
Mm-hmm.
early on.
All right, Ray Raskin and I did that. It was more of a service than a business. You could post cues online and on and off and negotiate between yourself, buyers and sellers, without us getting in the middle, taking a commission or anything like
Right,
that.
right.
Had we stayed with it, the hope was to start generating advertising dollars, but unfortunately, somebody took great joy in more or less hacking the site.
Oh no, I'm
For,
sorry to hear that.
Well, there was just nuisance issues on there every day, and after 9 months, I thought he would lose the fun factor of whatever it was, but it was. And I still have my own commercial industrial real estate company, so it's not like I didn't have other things to do.
Yeah, like yeah, really. sounds like it was a labor of love
Correct, and it was
more than
fun.
anything. Yeah.
It was fun, and I got to know a couple other players. That's my greatest joy in this game. Is it's not my ability, but the people that I've met and the friends that I've made.
Now, Craig actually is, he's in this flight with a fairly high average of 717 um, uh, versus Luis Carranza, who's shooting a 440. Luis has not had a good run in this event. He's played 4 matches, and he has the only person he beat was Baldomero Tejeda. He lost to Bobby Page. He lost to Ahmet Ozan, Joe D'Amato, and Trin Do. But
Early on, Luis was, I suppose, like we all are, not familiar with the tables and was hitting them very, very hard. You'll notice that the people that are more successful aren't hitting them quite as hard.
sure.
And I just mentioned that to him, and he's thanked me twice. He's working on it, lower speeds seem to work better on these tables than the majority of the time. But his skills are there. Obviously, as average to better than average billiard player. I don't know how many billiard players there actually are here, but there was several members at his club when Craig and I stumbled across it last January.
Well, we had 56 in this tournament, and nice shot by Lewis. And he took out that very small red ball, but it's sort of creeped back where it started. The Arizona contingency has grown as far as as far as billiards goes.
Ooh, excellent try. He deserved better on that.
Yes, he did. Sure did.
You were saying about the Arizona contingency?
Well, yeah, there've been Trace Kane has joined USBA and he's here. Bernie Pettypiece is here, USBA player. I was a little disappointed. I wanted to see Doc Rice come again. Always nice to see him. I hope, wish him well. But the billiard players in Arizona are showing some enthusiasm.
Well, given the average age group, at least around the Midwest or whatever, as they retire, I'm sure that there'll be more and more billiard players down here in the Arizona. I'm sorry, I don't know Doc Rice.
Yeah, Doc Rice, a good friend of Trace Kane's.
Okay.
But he didn't make it here. He was here last year. Good player. But these are, pool playing converts, so to speak. Trace Kane actually has a little more experience playing billiards than I thought. But he's, I think this was his first time showing up in a vest and tie.
Well, he could have waited one more tournament, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah, he is playing well, isn't he?
Yeah, and that's a compliment. I'm just saying that because he beat me.
Yes. Anyway, we're sort of taking liberties during this match. It's 6 innings now. What do you like here, Gary?
On this shot?
Yeah. Drop in?
I would go straight down off the left side of the yellow to the short rail and then around. But that's my preference. I think there's less chance of a kiss. And
He tried to play back and forth there.
and that's maybe the better shot, but I'm not comfortable with those. I haven't made one in this tournament yet. Craig, I think, will come back. His challenge is to get the white ball to avoid the red ball after the initial hit, if that's the shot he's choosing. Super English would be required.
We'd like to say hello to Steve Anderson, Zen Steve, who's in the chat room as well, watching right now. And I guess he's saying Gary is a nice commentator.
Was that right?
Yes.
Well, I appreciate that, Steve. Unfortunately, I haven't seen him at many tournaments lately, and his room in Michigan was always a treat to go to. We only made, I think, 2 trips up there, but
Hmm.
I don't believe, I believe that's been closed now as well. But Steve and Gary Scharf from Grand Rapids area are still strong players, and Gary played in the last Rushville tournament and told me that billiards is still alive and well up there. So
Yeah.
they just don't have as many places to play like most of us in the Midwest. So.
Do you have a table at home,
Yes,
Gary?
yes, I do. I bought a Gabriel from Paul Frankel in the Derby City in 2006, and so I've recovered it 3 times. So I guess I
It's getting
pre-
some play.
pretty much play by myself. But
That's good.
it's some interesting people have been to the house to play or whatever. Most notable, of course, would be Bob Byrne.
Uh-huh.
And,
Uh-huh.
so,
Rest in peace.
yes. Craig comes up and plays, or I'll go down to Milwaukee and practice with him on occasion.
Oh, good. Good. Okay. Well,
He's not notable yet, but he
so
will be.
you mean after 45 years, he's still invited over?
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. No, he's he's a sweet man. He just retired about 2 years ago from UPS,
Yes.
and
Did he? Okay.
yeah, so he's happily married. He has 2 children, I believe. Um, very.
And he's also quite the pool player as well.
Oh well, Wisconsin Billiards Hall of Fame
Mm,
nominee. I
mhm,
guess
mhm.
there's anybody who's interested in that WH. You'll get it that way too.
I actually spoke with
Nominees.
the creator of this website.
John.
Yes, we've spoken a couple of times. I know that the Wisconsin Hall of Fame site was recently launched about 9 months ago, maybe 7 months ago.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, it was very well received. In fact, I'll put the link in the chat room for anybody who
Mm-hmm.
might be curious about Wisconsin Billiard Hall of Fame. But very impressive website. And what's John's last name?
Kramer, I believe.
John Kramer. Very nice man. We spoke a couple of times. And I know that they are.
I've communicated via email, but I haven't spoken or met him yet.
But nominees. Here we go. Yes, Jerry Breezeth is a nominee.
I heard Jerry's going to be here today. Is that correct?
Really? Oh, well, that's great because I have yet to meet him, and I'm looking forward to that. I would love to meet him. Ron Dobosensky.
Jeff Carter is a notable player as well. For probably the early '80s, he was in the top 15.
Came in
players.
second place in the World Nine Ball Championships in 1990.
Yeah, he was in the top 15 players consistently in the nation for at least 10 years. He's still a strong player. He's settled down like all of us old guys.
You also got Gene Albrecht.
Carter and Ron Dobosinski and probably others on there were students of both Jerry Bryseth, who was very good at teaching the basics, and then Frank Stellman or Sailor as you get on further. He is just passed away, but Frank was a great instructor
And a cue maker.
and cue maker. As a matter of fact, I've got a couple of his cues. I'm playing with the Diekman today, but Frank, his cues are becoming collectible now that he's passed away, as so often happens. So what's going on in the game here, Dan?
Well, I think Craig's got a bank he's looking at right now. I think he's going to try to come long short, yeah, and then come out of the corner. Very nice shot. Very well played. And good speed. Do you like playing off the left side of the red here? No?
No, I think with his
Come up
stroke
into
and
the
his
white.
ability, he'll go down to the short rail, I believe.
A little bit long.
Not long enough, in my opinion. So it needed to come down. It was a little bit too much English.
Right. Well, he manages a 5-point lead
Okay.
after 10 innings.
I think Luis might select going off short rail, long rail, and then back up. No, he's going the way Craig tried it, and he's going to make it.
Yes, he is. This is the fourth day of this preliminary round, and this is the fourth and final day, actually. Have you finished?
No, I have one match
You have-
today, and I actually have one more preliminary match tomorrow against Mike Massey. So that'll be a treat playing a legend.
Yeah. Oh, wait. We have a preliminary tomorrow as well?
I think there's just a couple games that have to finish up in the morning.
I
and,
see.
and,
Okay.
I will be one of them. So
Well, good.
I'd rather play 2 matches in one day, but that's the way the tournaments go. Being a tournament director myself,
Mm-hmm.
you have to do what makes a tournament work. And
Yeah. Well, we've been running close to 40 matches every day on these 5 tables. It's a lot of matches. And yesterday ran actually kind of late.
One of the things Fred Lammers from Minneapolis made a great suggestion for a Rushville tournament, which time was always an issue, and we've always had a good participation. But after the first round, no more practice. Everybody gets to practice their 5 minutes, and that saves
Oh, wow.
that'll save about 5 minutes. And we just announced it at the players' meeting, and maybe there was 1 or 2 gripes, but people respect it, and the tournaments have gone just fine. We've done that twice now, and we'll be doing it in the next one that's coming up on March 15th as well. So there are, by the way, 5 openings yet
For the tournament?
in the Rushville tournament if
Okay.
anybody's interested.
Okay.
So.
And that takes place in March or April?
And they can find that information. It's the Professor Cuball.
ProfessorCueball.com.
Yeah, it's actually he's been the main sponsor for about 5 years now on that tournament twice a year, or Professor Cuball publications. So, and there's the banner up on the head. So anything you need to know about that you can find there if you're interested. So.
Oh,
If
another
you don't-
inning.
If you,
is
don't,
just,
if you don't mind a shameless plug, so
no, I don't mind. Professor Cueball, Paul Frankel.
Yeah, ProfessorCuball.com.
Yeah, we have it in the chat room right now. I just put it in,
Okay.
and he's also one of the sponsors of this event. So,
Correct.
we're very grateful to have the efforts of Paul Frankel,
Yes.
who has been, instrumental in helping to promote this event, get players, signed on, and
Everything he does for pool and billiards, he's like superhuman or whatever.
yeah. Well, we've
Amazing.
worked. Geraldine and I have worked with him, the past 4 years because he has his monthly or his National Billiards and Three Cushion News magazine that he publishes.
Okay.
So we've worked with him several times, more than several times. Look at this.
Billiard gods, as George Ashby would say.
the billiard gods. You think Lewis might be pleading with them right now?
So he's. I'm sure he's communicating. I'm
Yeah,
not sure if it's pleading or not.
yeah. He might be doing a little more.
Um,
I've
mm.
been told not to let you persuade me by humility that you're actually the impetus for Rushville, Gary.
No, I'm not. George Ashby, he is technically the tournament director, but George has got his own business and full-time working and stuff like that. So he wrestled with it a little bit, and he's still the final decision maker on
Okay.
things that happen. But
Okay.
for the most part, we've worked out most of the bugs now, and so it kind of just goes along just fine. Uh, the the mayor of Rushville is a billiard player, and so he helps to be for him to be along and accommodating and helpful on some things.
Oh,
Luis is talking to
oh
the gods
no.
again, I'm sure.
Yeah,
So
he's filing a formal complaint now, I
right,
would imagine.
I think so.
It's funny you mentioned the mayor of Rushville being a billiard player.
Hmm.
The mayor of Saratoga
Well, maybe we could
is
arrange
a
a challenge
is a
match.
player, and they have he invented a game called Saratoga, and oh, no, never mind.
I'll do my
We're
best.
we're taking a photo op here. Yeah, so the mayor of Saratoga is a billiard player, pool player,
Well, there's a
and
challenge match to
he
be had.
has and he has they have the what is it called, the Saratoga Open, I think it's called.
Oh, and that's a tournament or
It's pool tournament.
oh, pool. Okay. Not so he plays both pool and billiards.
I'm not sure about
Oh,
billiards.
three in a
Yeah,
row for Luis, man.
yeah, I know, and so close but so far. Actually, I think it might be four,
Could be.
four tough spots that he's found himself in.
The most one of the most annoying things about this game is you can do everything right
And still bad things happen.
yeah.
Look, look at this. Look at
Hmm.
this one. It's coming the fourth rail.
All right.
Wow. I think his cue ball jumped a little too, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. Another interesting thing about Rushville is you've heard of Scripps Media. They're like one of the
No,
one.
I haven't.
They own probably most of the television stations and advertise newspapers and
Okay.
things like that
Hmm.
in the nation. And the Scripps family is originally from Rushville, Illinois, and that population is about 3,000 people. So they
Mm.
support a park there and some homes, and they do still do great things for their hometown community.
I did
Just,
not know that.
just a little tidbit. Okay, Luis, I think he might have this one.
Yes, you're right.
All right.
I'm hearing his tip. His tip has a little bit of a ring to it. Have you noticed
I,
that?
I, I know what I know
I
what
think
you're
he's using
saying.
a very hard tip or something.
And it could be the type of joint that he has as well, which I'm not familiar with his cue, but
That's possible. Wait a minute. He's not. I think.
oh man,
I think he's playing.
snake bit.
I think he's playing with a reverse Sneaky Pete Tiger cue.
Could be.
I have one of those in my bag.
Hmm.
Yes, it is. It's a tiger.
Yeah. What it could be, and I'm not an expert on cues by any means, but it almost kind of sounds like maybe he took the weight out of the end, and there's a little bit of a hollow pot.
It's possible.
with the
Yeah,
spot.
yeah, yeah. I mean, Tiger makes excellent carom cues, but he very well may be using a very hard tip like an emerald.
Mm-hmm. Several people do. I favor more of a medium type tip, but
Hmm. So 4-8 now. 17 innings. A little bit of a rough match for these guys. Both of these guys. It's just seems to be coming. Well, now I think Lewis has broken a little bit of ice here, and he was thinking about playing off a yellow there for a second, but now he's taking an elevated shot.
He's going to come in short, and he missed a short rail.
Boy, his bridge must have been an inch.
Yeah, he didn't really have to jack up on that, I don't think, in order to do what he wanted to do. But
You think so? I think
I don't think he did. I mean, I don't think he had to.
he looked like he was a little hampered to me. 5'8".
This will be great, and Craig's creative on these shots. It'll be interesting to see if he executes.
Oof.
And there's another example of doing everything right and still wrong. So.
Yeah. Well, I think the yellow slid a little bit off the first cushion.
I think the slide on the table has diminished quite a bit since the first rounds.
I agree with you. The tables are, I think, playing almost perfect at this point, but
that was a great shot.
yeah. But even a table that plays perfect can make it hard for any billiard player who's not used to playing on a perfect table.
Yeah, they're foreign. They're definitely foreign.
Yeah.
Most tables don't receive the daily or frequent cleaning, even 2 or 3 times a day.
Nice. This is a good shot. Oh, it's played a little long, played a little short. I'm sure you are familiar with Jamison New as well.
Only met him once. He played in the Rushville tournament
he's
about a year ago.
He's in the chat room as well. He just said hello.
Hello, Jamison.
This is Daniel and Gary Eakey.
Got it right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
a little practice makes perfect.
Okay. You are a trainable.
Yes, I am. I'm not that. I'm an old dog, but you can teach me a few new tricks.
How old are you? You seem awful young to me. So.
I'm 48.
Oh, you are young.
Jameson is saying that Craig is a fun and a cool guy to hang out with.
Was Craig in Rushville when Jameson was there? I'm not sure that he was.
It's,
he might have been.
It's possible, but they may know. They may actually have some history. I'm sure Jameson will let us know. We'd love to see Jameson play one of these. Maybe we'll see you next year here in Arizona.
I saw his name somewhere where he had won a tournament or was something notable about Jameson that I wasn't aware of in a recent publication.
Oh, yeah? I know he represents Simonis Cloth.
Okay.
Shout out to my friend, the Grasshopper. He says hello.
Okay. Jameson just said that that's where he met Craig. Was Rushville.
Oh, I see. Okay. Nice billiard there by Craig. And he's got good position here.
He should get a couple more out of this.
Well, you hit this a little hard, though.
He got away with it.
Yeah.
They will come up short if you hit them a little bit too aggressively.
Yeah. See if he can recover some position. Oh, no. Oh, no. Look at this. Oh, no.
Rather be lucky than good.
Yeah.
And then when you're both,
Luis probably thinks there's a conspiracy at this point.
well, given
The rolls he's
that
had.
that cluster of shots that he missed so ever so closely,
Yeah.
and now this was that 4?
I believe so, yeah. He started at 6. No, it might be 5 now. Let's go with your 4 because I think that's more accurate. Oh, he missed the kiss. No. Oh, wait a minute. Did it help him? He glanced that wide on the way out, didn't he? On the way in.
I'm not sure. I didn't see it, but I've got this wedge here right above
Yeah.
the kiss happened.
Craig's on a bit of a tear right now.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. I think that's 7.
Yeah, is White going to get back in the way? No, he didn't get it. He did get it long enough.
Oh, got the billiard.
I thought it was coming in right into the corner, and it worked its way down to where it was supposed to.
You better settle down, Craig. The high run is not valid until you get into this finals.
He's just practicing for that now.
Yeah. Which way do you go here, Gary?
I think he's going to
Probably
end up
come
going
off
off
the red
I
because
think he's going to go off the right side of the white and try to come in one spot short on the long rail about after 3. But shooting jacked up, that is a tough shot.
Yeah, I mean, I think he may elect to play the red just because of that, you know.
Well, I think I'm going to win the guess.
No, he is going off the white. It's chasing, but
I think he's going to get over there. No,
just missed. So let's see. Was that 7?
well,
We're about to find out. Flipping a lot of cards
it
over
was
there.
8. He had 8, right?
8?
Or did he have 9 when the run started?
He started at 8. You're right. So he got 8 on that. A run of 8. Excellent.
Craig could arguably be the best 3-cushion player in Wisconsin right now.
No kidding.
They play at his home room is Romines in Milwaukee.
Uh-huh.
A long time room, and there's a lot of excellent players there. Most notably was the late George Powalski, who only played one tournament in Chicago and almost won it against some very super strong players. But there's several of the locals that will show you how to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
If you go in there thinking that you're going to walk away with some easy money or easy game.
Oh, so if you're looking for lessons, you mean you can?
You'll get one,
But they're a little expensive.
Right. I mean, they're somewhere between 0.7 and 0.95 players. So, Craig actually just started playing 3-cushion billiards about maybe 2 years ago.
Get out
he
of
was
here!
retired.
Really?
Well, he'd always knocked them around for years, but
Okay.
it was kind of
Okay.
like the filler when you were at a pool tournament, and
Ah.
if there was a table there, you go knock them around. But again, there was other players that taught him younger. But the most important thing they taught him was to be fearless and a lot of knowledge. He also had access to the great billiard players that used to be at the Antlers Hotel in Milwaukee, and most notably from Chicago, the late Lonnie Brandeis, who she spent a lot of time in Milwaukee, and I know he spent a lot of time playing with her, and as well as the others. So now that he's taken it seriously, he's going to be a force to contend with. Unfortunately for me.
It sounds like all of this exposure has really helped him.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Well,
because 2 years is really the time frame to which you just barely start to understand the game.
right. Well, he's always had the basic understanding. It's just taking it serious, going to tournaments, traveling, things like that. Where he never thought he was good enough, and his wife actually encouraged him after he was bored to death with with retirements.
Yeah.
He's like most of us, too old for pool tournaments and the things that go in with that.
Oh, the clash at 8. Okay. I was saying 7. I was saying 8:30, but 8. Okay. Yes. Okay. That was Mason Mason Shuney just barking in my ear. I say, reminding us that actually we're changing the. We've got a little bit of a schedule change. The Carom Clash is going to begin at 8 o'clock this evening. But that is 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. We're in Mountain Time Zone right now. It's funny. Craig Powers was watching me play pool last night, and I looked over. I said, "You look like you want action." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm looking. I just want to see how much you should spot me."
Mm-hmm. He's
I ain't spotting him nothing after watching this.
he's got a lot of confidence. Day before yesterday, I asked him. I said, "Who do you play today?" And it was the second day of the event, and he just said, "I don't really care."
Uh-huh.
So
I like that. It's good attitude.
hmm and it wasn't a mean or nasty comment. It was just like,
I'm not
I,
gonna
I,
I'm not
I,
gonna bother myself about it, worry
yeah.
myself. Some
I got my game, and
yeah,
it's either going to work or it ain't. So
yeah. He different player. There's a couple of different ways to look at that. Where people just don't look at the bracket because they don't want to feel pressure just
Mm-hmm.
knowing who they're going to be playing next.
Right.
You know, and I like that. That's a good attitude.
I think I'm going to have to adopt that one. Craig is on the hill, correct?
Yes.
And there's not a lot of opportunity that I see here for Luis. It was very doable.
I'm thoroughly enjoying watching Craig play this, actually.
Well,
And it looks like we're done.
I think the fun is that.
Oh, no,
Oh,
no.
I thought the fun was over.
Yeah, yeah. Decided to take the scenic route. But if you can, it's inning 25, so if Craig can close this in 26, that's still not bad at all.
Correct. Nice shot by Luis.
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh, Luis is just, he is off by a hair all match, isn't he?
Correct. This game would be a lot closer if he were just a fraction to the right or left. About 9 times now.
That'll close it out.
Right.
He left him a real, easy shot. So
Mm-hmm.
Craig Powers in 26 innings, he will close this, and final score is 20-7. This has been a good match.
26 innings, very impressive.
26 innings, yeah. 41 minutes as well. Pretty quick match.
All right.
Gary, you're welcome to stay if you like. It's it's perfectly up to you, but we are going to take about 10 minutes before we do start the next match. I still have to find out who it is that we are going to be playing here. So, but if nothing else, it's been lovely having you.
I'm going to go figure out where I need to be. I think I'm in the first round of the afternoon session. And
Okay, great. You have to get your head right
and get a salad
get into your
and get changed.
Get into your into your outfit there.
All right.
So thanks again.
This was great, and later on today, if you need help, let me know, and if I can, I certainly will.
Absolutely, we always need help here.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you, Gary Ike, everybody, from Rushville, Wisconsin.
Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
Oshkosh.
The tournament's in
Wisconsin.
Rushville,
That's
Illinois.
Right. Okay.
You need a notepad.
Thank you very much. Dennis Diekman stole my notepad, so
Okay,
I can't.
there you go. Well, you're forgiven.
Yeah.
Dennis causes no shortage
Yeah,
of trouble. So.
it's like, after he leaves, everything's in disarray.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be right back, guys. Thank you very much, and you guys don't go anywhere. We got another match coming right up.
Table 1, Dat Win versus Dennis Dubbertein. Table 1.
Oh, all you gotta do is just go